Alright, what's good YouTube? This is CYP336 here. We got an interview, Tri-State Pros interview. We're sitting down here with Jeffrey Daniels.
What's going on?
Jeffrey, how many tops do you have currently?
I topped YCS Orlando, top 16 YCS Orlando last year, and I topped 64 Nationals last year too. And I've topped like some amount of regions, like 17 or something. I don't know, some amount. I don't remember, something like that.
That's what's up. What is your opinion? What was your opinion on the format that we're in right now, since it's getting ready to come to a close?
Well, right now it's pretty terrible. I mean, the first turn is so crucial. All the decks have extremely windups, and Dino Rabbit especially have extremely unfair first turn plays, and it's not going to change very much obviously because the ban list. But it's awful. But I don't know. Like, good players still do well. So despite what everybody says about the format being terrible, because pretty much everybody at the top, I thought the top 32 Atlanta were good players for the most part, so I knew like 4 people at the top. Despite what that is.
What did you think about the ban list when you first saw it?
I was very much in denial, like most of the Yu-Gi-Oh community. I know the scans came out pretty early, like in the middle of the week last week. Pretty in the middle of the week last week, and they looked pretty legitimate to me, and I was really hoping it wasn't the ban list, and then there was the whole controversy with Streets put it on their side and took it down, and blah, 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 but I think deep down I pretty much knew that was going to be the list. It doesn't, from a gameplay perspective, it doesn't make any sense, but from Konami trying to make money, it makes perfect sense, so that's just what the game is. So
I felt like they were trying to really like dumb down synchros and
it almost seems like it's dumb because, you know, like people talk about how to make the ban list for them, and I guess to an extent they did because they had Striker and stuff at one, but like they've semi-limited PC exclusive they don't even have yet, which they've never done before.
Yeah,
it's almost specifically like they targeted the list at us, but with knowledge of only the first 2 months of the format and just fucking screwed the rest of it because the cards just came out and they want to make money.
It just seemed like like what the thing is, it's like that's what made me think it was fake.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are claiming just because they've never done that before.
Yeah,
I've heard that like they're supposed to be getting Tengu earlier than they usually do.
Yeah,
because if they was normally they wouldn't be getting it until September when they got the next extra pack.
Yeah, when they get Tour Guide.
Yeah, but they gave them Zen mains too, so yeah. I guess they're changing how they're getting it. So I guess that's what has to do with it. But I mean that should have happened. It's just that there's other stuff they should have done.
They need to put us all on the same page, damn it.
Yeah, that's
I agree.
Like, yeah, I know Billy Brake and a lot of the players wrote an article. I think Billy Brake wrote an article about this. Like, they need to distinguish between the PC and the OCG. Like, are we the same game, or if we're different games, we need to have different rules. Like, we don't need to have the same rules. One reason why the Dino Rabbit deck especially is extremely unfair is nothing effectively stops the first turn Rescue Rabbit. But if we were playing the OCG rules, you could effect Baylor it because you don't have turn player priority to use the effect. So then if they did use the effect, it was still going to negate it because the Baylor was on the field. So that's the biggest difference. Is I think the turn player priority thing is becoming bigger and bigger of an issue. So that's why effect Baylor is such a big card over here, and over here it's in Japan, and over here it's not terrible, but it's not as good as Max is against most decks.
And how did you feel about YCS Atlanta and TG's son winning the tournament and without Max C's Baylor and Phoenix Chains?
I mean, first of all, like I don't even know, like that deck particularly, I wouldn't even play Phoenix Chain or effect Baylor with that. Like you have skill drains, that's what skill drains for. I mean, it's such you can't Baylor the first turn, but if you play a deck like that, you're more focused. Like I would play like 2 or 3 Maxis if I had them. The kid said he didn't have them, obviously, but I don't even think I would run those other cards. I mean, his deck could have been better. Everybody's said, but I mean, everybody has their day. I mean, some people get. I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, congratulations for winning. But yeah.
Braxton Brumfield, everybody.
I played Tommy. Games 1 and 3. I had them. I don't think I hand moved, so I didn't have them anymore.
And do you think with the past YCS's Courtney winning YCS Kansas City with Chaos and Wallow O'Hara being taken over by Samsung and TG's winning?
It's interesting. I mean,
You think creativity is coming back, or you think people are struggling?
I think creativity has always played a driving force in the game. I mean, like, you get to a certain point in the format where, like, decks are standard deck lists and everything, but, like, good players are always looking to innovate, because that's what gives you the edge.
Right.
That's how you get the edge. So, I think there's a top elite base player base that, like, they're the people that I look to for the most for creativity, like, the people I expect the most to be creative. But it's interesting. I mean, like, all 3 of those decks were like, TGs weren't exactly unexpected, I guess, a little bit maybe. Samurai has been something I've had to do with the locals for a few months now. Friends of mine have been playing it, and it's a tough deck. Like, I think a lot of the contributing factor is the Dino Rabbit matchup's actually pretty bad against Sam. Sam's have an advantage over that deck, so I think that has a contributing factor. But I don't know, like, the deck's like, they're unexpected, so I guess that does give you an edge. To an extent, except for TGs, I think they were unexpected. But I don't know. I think creativity has always been in the game to some extent. I think we see it shine more lately, just because people have such a hive mindset towards like plants. Like, especially when Courtney went to Kansas City, everyone had plants. Even though like Rescue Rabbit just came out, and arguably, as we've seen now, that deck should have been the better deck to play. But everybody was like play plants. So we see what happens when that happens.
TGs is obviously the best bet. I've been telling that everybody for months. It's the best bet.
And people just don't side for it. Like Rule of Decree is a card that I've been trying to side the whole format just because of decks like TGs and Chainburn and other nonsense decks. But like, it's been a lot of traps. But some people still don't side it. Like, they should be, but they just don't. They try to choose not to side it.
And what did you think? How do you feel about that Infector ruling and Guadalajara? How about Nat Beast and Cheyenne can negate?
I've heard that was
fake.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was fake. I wasn't there, so I don't know for sure, but I've heard from people that were at the event that said that wasn't fake. I don't know. I'm inclined to believe that was false until I see concrete evidence to prove otherwise.
And final question. What do you feel? How do you feel about the format we're getting ready to go into?
It's pretty much the same thing, I guess. They just killed off the lesser decks.
Pretty much plants and windups just switch spots.
Almost. Yeah. Like I said, it's pretty much like we have right now. It's bad, but I mean, I don't know. Good players still do well somehow. So despite how bad the format is, like, good players still do well. So I'm still probably gonna play. I said at first I wasn't gonna play. I bitched a lot like everybody else, but I'll probably still play. So I mean, it is what it is. It's not necessarily. I don't know if it's the worst format we ever had either. I think Garen Williams brought the point that the triple Dark Armor turn format was worse than this. He's probably right. That was pretty terrible too. You could just outright lose a game in the first turn. So yeah.
Now you can outright lose a game without even going.
This is true. I mean, lineups aren't as. The problem with that was just all the draw power, like 3D draw, 3 lure. Like, we don't have all that now. So lineups that have, if they open with it, they have it. If they don't, they don't. Even if they're unduality, they're not going to kill you in the first turn.
I'm still maxing.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Back the way I tell it or Dark Armor.
Things would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
It would have been different. It still wouldn't have stopped like dumb decks from something like I actually played Magic with Smoke a lot then. That deck was extremely unfair. Like I won the first turn probably about 90% of the time. Like it was extremely consistent. If they didn't have a DD Crawl, I won the game. Like that's pretty much what it was.
Exodia game too. Do that shit all the time in locals, bro.
All right, Jeff. I appreciate you sitting down with me.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
And no problem at all. And would you ever come back to give for another interview?
Sure. Whenever you want to go.
All right. This is TLIP 336. Sign out. Remember, if ain't pro, it ain't us. Deuces, guys.